Hello, it shows that there's a viewer. Because I can't talk to you on here. Give me a comment. Let me know who you are. A little bit early. Okay, a couple more minutes. Excuse me. Okay, we're live. Hello. Welcome to my talk on equine healing. Some of you may know me. My name's Elaine and I am a equine healer and communicator. It's my life, it's all that I do. I thought I'd start off tonight by reading a poem, really, that was given to me by a horse, and I feel it's quite powerful and says a lot. So, I am me. I am more than breeding or human description. I am individual, unique, a living being. I am grounded, solid and free. I am me. I do not come to boost ego. I do not come to fight. I do not come to fit in with human ways. I am me. Come and watch me. Be with me. Come and sit with me and breathe. Come and clear the mind and find peace. I am me. Join me, be with me, and walk by my side. Do not listen to others, listen to me. How do people know best when they are not me? Come be in my world, come and be free. Take away the control and restraints, and let me run free. I am me, and the horse. Quite powerful words given to me by a beautiful horse and a beautiful healing, that they want to be seen for who they are, not for what they could be, not for a description, but who they are as a living being. Now when I set this up to do this talk, I use the words, how can healing help your horse? And how can healing help your relationship with your horse? In answer to that, it can help you understand. You know, if I go a little bit more into the healing. So I'm a spiritual healer, as most of you know, gifts that I came onto this earth plane with, and then gifts that have been developed over the past 30 years. And by channeling the healing energy through me, I then connect with the horse. And I know that sounds a bit strange, but you learn to be grounded, you learn to protect yourself, you spend a lot of time finding peace in here, because you can't do it if you've got thoughts whirling around in your head. And you have to be relaxed. Now we're all energy. Everything is energy. The horses are energy. The trees, the weather, absolutely everything is energy. And when we go through life, as I know for myself, things can happen, especially emotional things, that I don't always deal with. I store. The worst thing you can do is store it. And I don't self-heal. And if I don't self-heal, then my energy is going to become blocked. And it's exactly the same for the horses. So if you think of a healing for your horse, it is actually showing me their life story. So I start off with the horse watching. I read a lot of their energy. I read their body. I read how they are with their guardians. That tells me an awful lot. And then I ask for permission from the horse to connect with them. Now for some, that can be a bit of a shock, and they step back. They'll go, I'm not sure about you. And that's fine. You just stand there, let them relax, encourage them to breathe. Still sending the healing from my hand, the energy coming out of here, that they will still feel. And asking for permission for them to accept my touch, to accept the healing. And in time, for some of them, it can be a while, they start to relax. They start to breathe deeper, to do some huge blinks, to relax a little, not for all, but some. And then they may lick and chew. And that really is my permission, okay, I'm feeling you, this isn't worrying me now, I'm quite happy. And then I'll start off by scanning the horse with my hand as much as they will allow. And as I always tell my students, remember, they haven't read the manual. So sometimes that horse may not want to be scanned. They will take me straight to the point on their body where they want me. So they can go to parts of my body, they can go to parts of their own body, which is all clear communication telling me where they want healing. And I will acknowledge that, and I will go to that straight away, and we'll go back to the scan. Because otherwise they're going to lose faith in me, they'll lose confidence in me. So we will put in healing. Now this healing energy can be very confusing for people. It's not my energy. I wouldn't have enough. Horses use a lot. It's energy that I channel through me, through my body, and out of my palms and into the horse. It's also done with connecting with my heart, with love. Healing is love at the end of the day. And by giving this to the horse, we can bring release, hope, comfort, pain relief. The list is endless, really. And as I scan down through the horse's back, so literally stroking through the horse's back, down their legs, their neck, and everywhere else, I feel under my hand energy blocks. And these energy blocks, to me, feel hot. To all healers, they have their own sensations. I feel heat and hardness if there's blocked energy. And that is saying to me where I need to start thinking about putting healing in. But the scan tells me an awful lot, and I will scan through both sides of the horse if they will allow. Remember, they're in charge. At any time they want me to leave, I will. At any time they don't want me down one side of their body, I won't go down there. I'm not there to argue with them. I'm there to help them. And by scanning this energy, I can feel where they store. So for some horses, they store a lot on their left. And that's because we do everything on the left. So for some horses, their energy can feel really, really rigid with all this stored past in there, all their stored life, if you like, in there. And then I can go down the right side, and that can feel really soft. They're not storing there. Some will. Some will store both. But if I've got what I call left side syndrome, which is done by us, by people, I can then say to the guardian that actually your horse will find it really difficult to school to the right. You know, it'd be really painful to corner around that left side because it's so hard and it's so stiff. And that shows me a lot. You know, this is the healing side of it. I'll do another talk on communication another time. But to me, that is communication. To me, emotional storage. And with healing, I then try and help the horse to start releasing some of that pent-up emotion. Some of it can be huge. Some of it they will want to go back through. So they may get angry because anger needs to come out from a past event. They may get sad. Because again, sadness is what's stored. Sadness is what's blocking the energy of the body. So every single healing I do with a horse, and over 30 years that has been thousands and thousands, has been unique. They've taken me on completely different journeys. And some of it has been fun. They've had fun lives. Some of it has been tough and sad, very sad. And by giving them healing, love, time and understanding and encouragement to let it go, it serves them no purpose now, we can then start to release that body, which can make it feel more comfortable. We can then enable them to move forward into the present. Because like us, yeah, if you've had horrible things happen to you, And it's their relationship breakdown. And you could then go into a beautiful relationship. But you'll be waiting. You'll be waiting for a repeat performance until proven otherwise. And a lot of the horses are like that as well. They hold on. They don't know how to let go. And as that life story starts to come out, things start to make sense then to the horse's guardian of why. Yeah, everything a horse does is communication. Everything, good and bad, it is communication. And by expressing themselves sometimes, they get told off. So they shut down. You know, I've healed many a horse that has been emotionally broken. They do have breakdowns like we do. They go to a point where they can cope with no more. Which is pretty horrific, really. You know, the feelings of not good enough, can't live up to expectations, the changes going on all the time in their life, new owners, new yards, new everything, all can show on their energy. You know, if I heal a horse and their energy is beautiful, soft, both sides, I can feel their happiness. I can feel the strong connection between the guardian and the horse. And a lot of this time, it's joyful. This healing is absolutely joyful. And their life story is showing me, through their energy, how beautiful it flows. That they've had a good life. They've been loved. They've been looked after. More often than not, they've actually been with the same person all their life. Not many horses can show that, say that. But it does make a huge difference. So as I'm healing through this horse's energy, going to wherever I feel, it's all, none of it is pre-planned apart from that asking permission. Being guided by them, where they want me, where I go next. The horse can be relaxing, but also, as well as I said, it could also bring about blocked emotions that need to come out too, which I do. I'm with them. I'm holding their hoof. And if you like, counselling through the awful stuff that may have happened to them. And, you know, the horse that was weaned too early, the horse that was weaned and shut in a stable on its own, that will be in their energy and also in their nervous system. The horse that has had, shall we say, a backing process that hasn't gone quite right. They've been too young. They couldn't cope mentally. It was too hard. And those people on their back was the tiger. And they wanted to get away. Flight animal, tiger on your back, run. Get rid of it. They will fight. And even when that horse goes to a new owner, they will still remember the tiger. They will still remember the people being hard with them. And with healing, did one not so long ago, we worked through letting go of that tiger. And he ain't coming back. But it was stored, it was a memory that was in the energy and needed to flow out. And it did. And it was beautiful. The back became soft, whereas it was rigid. Physio came out the week later and couldn't believe the difference. But that's what relaxation brings, isn't it? If we can relax, our body feels so much better. And a lot of the time, the horses can't relax, either because of the life they're in now, or from past events. Even sometimes from a past life, they've brought things back. You know, I always remember the healing I did many years ago now, the war horse, who wouldn't go out in his field. He'd go out in the concrete area, but he wouldn't go out in his field. And he took me through the healing on a war scene, through a war scene, of they shouldn't have been there. They all died. And they were on green grass. So green grass to him means death. And we did a huge healing with him, going back through his past life. And then I went back again and I did a healing with him, keeping him in this life, from birth upwards. Show me that. Let's replace this life with bad energy, put good in. And he took me through it. It was great. It was lovely. It's beautiful. And then he started going out into his field, realizing that it didn't need death. It did then, but not now. So there are many, many memories that can come out in healing. But all those memories are stored within the energy. So the life story again. You're told some things when you buy a horse, but more often than not you're not told the truth. And you're not told all of it. It might not even be known. But that horse knows it. That horse holds it. And with healing, we can let go of that and move forward. That's huge, isn't it? If you think you've been stuck in a place which hasn't been great in your emotions, in your body, in your energy, and you just don't know how to move forward. You want to, but you don't know. You just don't know how to take that first step. And with healing, we can coach them into the first step. With healing, I can bring the horse's guardian in as well, and connect myself, the horse, and the guardian. So we have what I call a triangle. And with this, I encourage the guardian to talk quietly in their mind to the horse. I don't hear it. I switch off. I just hold space. And that can bring a huge connection between the two of them. Sharing beautiful heart energy, beautiful heart connection, the biggest there is. And being with them. You know, for some horses, healing can be a challenge. For some horses, their life story has been pretty awful, and they don't want to be touched. They're saying, no, don't come near me. Because they know who I am. They know from my energy what I do. And it can just be a bit like us, really, too much to face. And we have to tread very, very, very slowly. And horses like this, I'll start healing from a distance. I'll stay out to the stable and send in healing. It's highly up to them what they accept. The healing will still work, because healing will go where it's needed. It will travel all through the horse. We will still get the releases that we like to see with healing, and the releases we talk about can be relaxation, licking, chewing, yawning, stretching, the most amazing stretches as they let their body go, and you hear clicking going all the way through. And all these releases bring back about letting go. So I work all through the body, a lot of it guided by the horse, an awful lot of it guided by my intuition. And then I heal all down through the meridians, the bladder meridian as well. And then we come back up through the chakras. Now the chakras are energy areas. We've got them. Every mammal's got them. And starting at the root chakra, which is at base of tail, that's about feeling you belong, safe in your surroundings, safe to put roots down. You know, putting roots down, you have to feel safe to do that, because you have to come out of your head. Same for us. So work on balancing the root chakra, which for horses in a new home, this is a huge, huge one. You know, they're very in their head, they don't know what's going to happen next, they don't know who you are, all of that. And if through also talking to the guardian they can confirm that the horse is staying, we can pass that message on. Just go, you're safe, you're okay. And then we come up to the sacral chakra, which is on the highest point of the pelvis. And this is a very sensitive chakra. Very, very sensitive. And it's self-preservation, believing in ourselves, for us and for the horses. And again, this can become very blocked when a horse is told all the time they're no good and they're told off. Get very depleted. So again, we work on balancing that. And then after giving a little bit of process time, we'll come up to the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is, if you like, right at the back of saddle area, coming up to the petals as it goes up towards the pelvis. Huge chakra, huge. It's to do with control of our life. Horses don't have much of that. And it can become very, very blocked. The solar plexus and the sacral will make the pelvis and the back end not look very pretty if they're blocked. There'll be no flowing of movement. And you know, you have the pelvis looked at. But if there's emotional issues stored in there, it will come back if it's not released. So the sacral and the solar plexus are huge. Solar plexus is your gut feeling. It's your huge power. Huge power. And from a very, very early age, that's taken from the horses. So that knocks the energy system straight away. And then we come up to the heart chakra. Shoulder, chest. The most beautiful place to make a connection. The connection of love. That's what healing is. It's love. A connection of peace. A connection of safety. And if you spend enough time in that heart chakra area, you can almost feel like you're being absorbed. My love to that horse, that love from the horse to me. Absolutely beautiful. But there's not many horses who feel they can do that at the start. Many horses will be protecting their heart. They've given it too many times. They've been hurt. Same as us. Exactly the same as us. Only today I had a phone call from a lady who put her horse out on loan, and she'd had this horse a long time, but had been ill and needed to find the best thing for the horse, and the horse just hasn't settled. And I described it as your horse is grieving for you. You know, it wants you, doesn't want anybody else. So we had a good discussion about that. This heart connection that these horses give to us, if we're really lucky, they won't all give it. If we're really lucky and they give us that heart connection, there's no other better feeling. It is purely beautiful. But unfortunately, it quite often is chucked back at them. So I always remember years ago now I went to see a horse that I knew had problems. Problems being touched, problems being with people. And I walked into this barn full of horses in their stables, and I clocked him straight away. I knew exactly which one was mine. And I met his guardian and I said, okay, how is he with you? Sure, he'll let me put the head collar on. I said, okay. And I do have a head collar and lead rope on. It's an utter ball, but my insurance requires it. So she put that on. But every time I took a step forward towards him, he'd lunge at me, ears back, teeth. Okay, I'm here. I listen. So I stood there and I breathed, and I breathed, and I breathed. And then I looked downwards, and that's where my eyes stayed. But what I did is I put my hands out, wide, and I opened my heart chakra towards his and said, I get it. I understand, but I can help you if you will let me. And I stood like this for a good, 10 minutes or so. Me not looking at him, him glaring at me, I could feel it. And then he took a sigh, and he softened. And he walked into my arms, and he put his head into my heart, and put my arms around him, and gave him all the love and healing I possibly could. And this is where we stayed for quite a long time. It was such a profound moment of this horse giving me his trust. And what I needed to do next was so important. You know, he didn't know me from Adam, yet he'd given me so much by coming into me. And he wanted help halfway there. So then I gently worked through a healing with him, sending the healing to his body. And he relaxed. He yawned and yawned and yawned and yawned. And I left him a lot happier than when I met him. And I love having messages afterwards. You're always worried if you've done enough. But a message came through and said, it's a different horse. He didn't gallop up to people in the field now and run them over. He trotted up and stopped. In fact, the next time I went, he was still out. And so we went down to his field and she called him. And up he trotted. So pleased to see us. So pleased. So that's with a heart connection, that heart chakra. If you do nothing else but make a heart connection, that is such a huge step. Huge step. And it takes time. And then we can go up to the throat chakra. Now you all know that feeling where you try not to cry and you swallow and your throat hurts. It's emotion being stored. You know, tears are healing. People come onto this healing yard, they come through our gates and they burst into tears. And they stand there apologising and quite frightened actually because they don't know what's happening to them. And I just have to reassure them and say it's okay. This is what this place is. tears are healing. And with the horse, the emotions can get blocked in. They can get hugely blocked in their throat, which will then cause huge tension on the pole as well, and the jaw. But if you heal a throat chakra too quickly, they can go into choke, because it all comes too quick and it goes into spasm. So you have to do it very, very gently, with respect, and very carefully, little by little. So you spend time there. Now the next chakra would be the third eye, here. I don't work on many horses' third eyes. Unless they're totally shut down. Third eye is spiritual connection, and they're more spiritually connected than we'll ever be. But for some, they have closed. And for some, I have to encourage them to open up again. To feel sensitive again, to trust again, to love again. And it is just done with a flicker of fingers. That's all you need to do. You know, you see pictures of people with their hands on the third eye. It's very intrusive and not very welcoming. I wouldn't do that with a person when I'm healing them. And it's the same with the crown chakra on top of your head. You know, up here. Crown chakra, spiritual connection, universal connection. If we're lucky, they've still got that. There are horses I go to who are so shut down, there really is nobody home. And both of those chakras will be closed. And then we have to start guiding them to open up again, to trust again, to really want to take that step forward with their lives. As I say, this healing is their life story that I'm feeling. And some horses I go very deep with, almost trance state. And they start to take me through the horrors of what have happened to them. To make them feel as they now do. To make them behave as they now do. And I can assure you a lot of it is horrific. It really is sad. And I'm not going to make you sad tonight. But what I do want to say is that with healing, I can take some of that from them and let it go. So that again is helping them. I can take their pain. I can take their heart turmoil. And I can let it go. Now this isn't done over one treatment. Some of the horses that are really emotionally destroyed and physically, this can take a period of time. And time is another thing that we don't give enough to our horses. We're always on a mission. We've always got lots to do. And they really don't like it. So, for you to feel this heart connection with your horse, which is possible, we're all healers, we can all love. And if we can love, we can feel, and we can connect to a certain level. With my healing over the years, I've had lots happen. I've been on a very big journey myself. And I have guys that work through me, which I know sounds a bit weird. I don't talk about them too much, because it can scare people. But I have guys in spirit that work through me. I have Franco, who is, I call my gatekeeper. He keeps me safe. If I need advice, it's Franco I talk to. Sit down quietly, connect, and ask whatever help I need. With the healing of the horses, because Franco's not horsey, the with the healing of the horses, I have a Native American Indian lady called Mayaka. And Mayaka came to me about 3 years ago. Very, very powerful, very thin, only nothing of her. And she's very leathered skin lined. She's just so thin, deep lines, and quite mature. And for her to come through and work through me, I'm shown in the morning what guides are with me. If it's Mayaka, I now got a hungry day ahead, because her energy won't flow if I'm digesting. And she has a noise she makes in my throat, which is her, not me, that the horses really relate to. And it's very gentle, and the energy is very powerful. And it does some huge shifting of emotions. I have Birdsong, who again is another Indian. Big guy, big guy, completely different. A very solid energy, grounded energy. And what he will do with the horses is he chants through me. I ain't got a clue what he's chanting. Horses love it. So sometimes in the healing we can go so deep, he's through me, and I'll start chanting. And I always remember one horse we're chanting with, and I was at the head. We were both very deep in the energy. And I was swaying a bit, and the horse was swaying as well, with all this chanting that was going on. And it was just beautiful. Absolutely. It brought such deep relaxation to this horse that they could then release and really let go. I have Red, one of my first guys that came to me. He's there giving his energy, and sort of stands to the sides a little now. And I have Percy, who's a vet, and that's quite interesting when he comes through. So I have lots of help from Spirit. You know, it's never me. I don't do it. I channel it to help the horses. And the gifts I've been given have enabled me to understand the horse. You know, a lot of my work now, I do distance connections, which means we're looking at pictures. And what you can see from a picture is just utterly amazing. And what you can feel is amazing. So I have many gifts that have been given to me to help the horses, which is my life and my journey. And as I say, I only realised the other day that it's been about 30 years. Time flies when you're having fun. But the healing, help your horse. It can bring peace to your horse. It can give your horse a chance to move forward. With your relationship, it can enable you to understand your horse. If you have some answers, you know why. And that puts a whole different picture on the whole thing. So enabling people to understand why their horse is behaving in such a way, the healing can help. It really can. So, you know, I had a horse quite recently who I went out to see, and he's a regular client that I go to. And he'd recently started, not severe head shaking, but lifting his head up and down, up and down. And when she got him from Ireland, he came with a big scar from obviously a head collar that had been left on from very young. So when he grew, and it grew into him, if you like. But now, especially with his winter coat as well, you can't see any scar. It's healed. And as I was healing him the other day, going with whatever, no thoughts. I've got a thought and the healing energy will be blocked. So no thoughts. Going with touch, going with flow, going with what needs to be done. And I came back up to behind his ears, all around his poll, down the side of his face. And he went very quiet, very deep. And then all of a sudden he snorted, and all this yellow snot came out of his nose. All that releasing from that pent up emotion of the pain. Imagine having a head collar growing into your face. It released. It came out. And I carried on healing, reassuring his mum it was okay, that it needed to come through. And then afterwards, soothed it down all over. And whereas before it felt hot, it now felt cool. And I shall go back to see him soon to see how he's doing, and hopefully the head shaking's gone. I use different things with my healing. I work on the senses of the horse, so touch, sound, my voice. Use my voice all the time. I also sometimes have in my pocket basically jingle bells, if you like, that I make little noise with. It gets into a rhythm. And that can be quite relaxing for some horses. It can be terrifying for others. But for some it can be really relaxing. Because it takes me away from worrying about this weird woman with her hands and funny feelings in her body to a sense here. I can hear that. I can link onto that. I can breathe and I can relax. And the drum. I love drumming. So, vibrational energy. And I have one horse who I go to who loves the drum, and I have to take it every time. And in fact I went to him last time and I had it in my drum bag on my shoulder, not realising that the beater, the wooden handle, was sticking out. And as we were talking out in the yard, he came and took the beater out of my bag. I said, come on, I'm ready. And this is a horse that when I first started with him, I couldn't touch. A horse who, one side, he would try and crush me up against a wall. So much anger and emotion in there. And we've done session after session with him and letting everything go. He's a different horse now, it's amazing. With a very understanding mum as well, I must say. And yeah, he is the last horse. This was a horse I couldn't put a hand on without him trying to go bite me. And now I'm putting my drum over him and I'm beating all up through his chakras, his energy line, everything. And he loves it. Absolutely loves it. And I go regularly to him, and he makes me smile every time. Every single time. And he really has let go of the past. When we started, it was all about the trauma of the past. And now he's present. Now he's in this moment. And my healings now are about what might be happening now. Not 6 years ago, but now. And we can work through that, let it go, so it doesn't harbour, it doesn't get bigger, it doesn't stay in his energy, it doesn't make him angry, that he stays happy. And that's basically healing in a nutshell, keeping them happy. And as I say, all of us can give healing, deep connection. And whether you want to have a go on your own, or whether you decide to come to a workshop or whatever. I've got a couple now that I'm doing on Zoom. Just 2-hour little connection workshops with a group of 4. And you and your horse, and I'll teach you to connect with healing, with love, with your horse. To find that beautiful heart connection. So I did promise you a little moment for yourself as well, didn't I, on this talk? I hope I haven't bored you. So before I close and before, if you're like me, you go to bed, I want to take you through just a little relaxing technique that you can use with your horse, or if you're really stressed, before you go to your horse. So I want you to get comfortable wherever you are. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to focus on your body. You may feel tension in your shoulders from the day, perhaps your neck aches, your back, or which can also be emotion. Just focus on your body. And then I want you to take some big breaths. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Big breath in. And on your out breath, just blow out those stresses and worries stored in your body. Big breath in. And out breath. Let those stress and worries go. Big breath in. And breath out. Good. And sitting there quietly, breathing normally. I want you to take your attention to the top of your head. Let the tension go. See a beautiful light come into your head, in any colour, a gentle mist. And as you breathe, it moves down through your head, taking with it worries and tension. Down through your face, your throat and neck. Beautiful light. And it travels along your shoulders. Just let your shoulders drop. Let the tension leave you. Down your arms and into your hands. And your next breath, that beautiful light moves down through your chest and around your heart, and your ribs and your back, taking with it all tension and worries and stress. Down your hips and pelvis. And along your legs. And that beautiful light goes down into your feet. And then down into the earth, taking your worries and stress with it. Just feel your body relaxed, your mind becoming clear and silent. Feeling peace, relaxation, just where your horses need you to be. Now I want you to take 3 gentle breaths. First breath, become aware of yourself sat in the chair. The second breath, feeling your body. And the third breath, just wriggle those fingers and toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. That's where your horse needs you to be. In a state of peace, relaxation, then you have a chance to connect. So if you'd like to know more, drop me a message. Here at the Healing Yard we have lots of workshops. Come here, we do them on Zoom, courses. Both you and your horse, because don't forget you need it too. But for now I say thank you for joining me, and we have another one in a couple of weeks' time where we'll be talking about the horse's emotions, which are huge and are another story. But for now, lots of love. Speak soon. Night night.